Good morning, it's Mark and I'm back for another live. Always those last minute things, you know. I was rushing around and I thought I had plenty of time, and then I thought that I didn't have time to make myself a cup of coffee. Well, I did, so there we go, just in time. I'm not sure what it'll taste like, but it was very rushed. I'm just going to give everybody a few seconds to catch up. Just checking that everything's live. Well, we are live here. There we go. Everything's working fine, I think. So, hello everybody. How are you today? Hazel's here as per clockwork, like clockwork, I should say. I'll try and calm down now. Calm down, Mark. Calm down. It's all here. Everything's working. It's all good. So, how is everybody? Ellie's here as well. So, nice to see you. We have Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. We have Rox from Australia. Hi, Rox. We have Dana as well. So, how is everybody today? I'd show you the weather outside, but it's absolutely terrible. Terrible weather outside. I'm not even sure whether I can. I'm just trying to think of. I can't do it. I don't have my phone, so I would be able to show you a view from outside the window. Yeah, but there's not a lot to see at the moment because the rain is so heavy and it's not good. It's not good at all. So, okay, a few people are here already. Thank you very much for everybody for coming on. We have Michelle and Linda as well. Very rainy day in Peterborough. Is it really? I've been to Peterborough a few times. I was up there a couple of weeks ago actually. So that's where all the visible image stamps and stencils are made. So yeah, I was up there at the amazing factory where they make everything. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. Who else do we have here? We have Maxine. Oh, we have so many people here, so it's good. So if you are just tuning in now, and you didn't know, last week I asked a question, and if you could answer that question, you would have been in a chance of winning over £100 worth of visible image goodies. Guess what? The question was simple. All it was when was I visible image first on TV? And if you don't already know, everybody got it wrong. Everyone thought it was like 2013, but you're all wrong. So the answer to that question was 2010. So yeah, 24 years ago, 25 years ago, no, 15 years ago. I can't count. 15 years ago. So yeah, 2010 was the very, very first time that I was on TV. Now, what are we going to do? So, if you don't already know, I have already said that we are going to do something very special. We are going to do a rollover. I wonder if I can do it. Can I do the sound effects? So, yeah, we are going to do a rollover. Absolutely first time for us, so I think it's going to be really cool. So not only are you going to be able to win over £100 worth of VI goodies, but we're also now going to add in something else. So we're going to add in a £50 voucher for Hobby Maker as well. Perfect. To spend on even more VI goodies or whatever. So you've got the £100 of VI plus the £50 Hobby Maker. Isn't that such a cool prize? You know, this is probably why so many people are watching. I can see that everyone is watching as well. Handmade by Shirley. Hi, Shirley. We have Janice and Beverly as well, and Ellie. So yeah, everybody got it wrong. So I know it's fine. It's fine. I was actually looking at some kind of really old footage of me on TV, and well, I don't look like that anymore, I'm afraid. Yeah, old. So, what has everybody been doing now? Oh, for the rollover, I will ask you a question, but not yet. I'll ask you after I've made something and had a cup of coffee. So I'm going to make something, something cool, something well, birthday-esque. Obviously, with the birthday event coming up very shortly. Yeah, so I'm going to make something birthday orientated. So yeah, so hopefully you'll like that. I've put links now. I've put some links on YouTube. Haven't done that on Facebook yet. I'm trying to suss out some of the intricacies of connecting those two bits together for the information. But it's definitely on YouTube. The links to the products that I'm actually going to be using today, or quite a few of them. So some of these now will also be, I will let you know, some of these will be on a last chance. So when they're gone, you're probably not going to be able to get them again. So I'm showing you now, just giving you warning that these are going to go and they won't be coming back. I can't believe how many people are watching today. Absolutely amazing. So thank you. So as I say, if you've only just joined, we are having a rollover. And we're adding to that another £50 voucher for Hobby Maker. So that's a pretty good prize, I think, don't you? What am I going to do today? Well, I'm going to have a coffee to wake up a little bit. It's still, I say it's early-ish. And it's so dreary and horrible outside. What better way to be inside, watch me crafting? You can craft along as well. If you've got the products, please do check out YouTube. Or if you haven't got them, check out YouTube. There's a list of those products there. Take you to a link there. Obviously, I know what's left in stock and there isn't a lot of them. So this is why we thought I'd give you a shout out now as to what is going to be left. So let's go and have a look at what I'm going to do today. Let's have a look at this camera now. My camera working? Yes. Okay. So the products I'm going to use today are, let's have a look. I'll move those in. So we're going to use today, blow out the candles. Oh, let's get, everyone knows my name now. Let's get rid of that, shall we? Should we get rid of that? Try that one there. There we go. Let's go back. So we got rid of that now. Right, now let's go back to that camera. Okay. What's it? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's try again, shall we? There we go. Right. Now we have it. So we have blow out the candles, a very, very cool set. Absolutely love this set. It's got everything that you need to make something pretty cool, especially with birthdays. You've got, I've got the actual stamp set here. I'll put this on here. So you've got this gorgeous big cake. They're dripping with the icing, and you've got all the cream. You've got a smaller cupcake, which is cool. These are like the kind of cakes that your mum or your gran makes. You know, those really cool like sponge cakes. Fantastic. Obviously, you can make any cake you want. We've got 3 different candles going on there, blowing in different directions. We've got cake is always a good idea. We have happy birthday down the side there. We have count the good times, not the candles. Very, very true, especially at my age. And then we've also got this kind of like sparkle element here, which will kind of be able to add to the candles, the halo of the candles. So that's a really cool set. Now, with that, if you go to the website, do have a look, because there are matching dies to go with this. Now, this is what I'm saying. There's not going to be many left of these, and when they're gone, they are going to be gone. So, yeah, we're kind of making space for new things. So, if you want to be in with wanting to get these now, then now is a good time to do it, because, you know, I don't mind fussy cutting. Some people do mind it, but, you know, it's entirely up to you. I just have a look. Whilst I'm talking a second, I'm just reading some of the comments. Ooh, that's a cute cupcake. Yes, it is very cute, Linda. Ellie is saying, Mark just told us about the rollover. £100 plus. Yes. Yes, there is. It's a great prize, everybody. Sorry, Ivy. Just for you. Okay. Basically, it's simple. Nobody got the question. Nobody got the answer to the question. The first time I was on TV was back in 2010. Visible Image was on there first on 2010. Strangely enough, we were kind of like talking about the very first thing I actually went on with, which is I found some photographs of it, and to be honest, I still think they look pretty cool. Maybe they could be slightly updated for a slightly modern feel. But even back then, I thought they were pretty good. I did 3 stamp sets back in 2010 to go on TV, and I think they sold out within 10 minutes. Back in the day, though, that was when I was still making everything myself, so it took a long time to make all of the stock for TV, and then obviously when it sold out in 10 minutes, it was fantastic, but it was also, now I've got to make more. So those were back in the day, the kind of good old days, eh? So I still like those particular sets. I don't even think I've got any. I don't think I've got any samples of those things. I'll have to have a look. Probably not. So, as I say, this is going to be your last chance to get the dies and probably this stamp set. Obviously, I'm not sure how the future holds because we're going to need to make some space. So maybe you want one, or you've got one and you haven't got the other one. But it would be a good chance now. If you want this, grab it. What else I'm going to use? So to go with that, I am going to use this. So this is what I call the Grunge birthday words. Now, it's not like loads of stamps. It's kind of a grunginess to it, but it is actually just one large stamp. Very, very cool. For creating those backgrounds, you're going to absolutely love this. This is such a cool background to do. What I like about it is that the font works with most of the fonts, and it's got that grunginess to it, so that it's not perfect. So even if you did mis-stamp it, and when you're stamping, it's going to look absolutely fantastic in your background. So I'm going to use that one as well. The other stamp I'm going to be using is, so again, now I'll move these out of the way just for a second. So we've also got birthday balloons, which is the stamps, and then we've also got matching dies to go with it. Now again, these when they're gone, and I know the stocks are pretty low on those, so you might be lucky, you might not be. These are fantastic. You've got the silhouettes there, but you've also got, what I like about this is that I haven't even got that in the packet. Get out the pack. Right, what you have got is you've got all of the numbers, plus you've got the, I forgot what they call them now. Help me somebody. I can't remember what you call the second, third, first. I can't remember what the word is. There's a word for it. It's passed me by. I haven't had my coffee yet. So you've got all of those to go with it. So you can do 23rd, 40th, all those kind of things for birthdays. You've got 3 different balloons as well. But this really does work well. Again, this kind of font will work with your background as well. So it's really, really cool. The dies now that cut it out, what I like about it is that when you're cutting it out, and I think this is nice, it does leave that kind of little border around it. So you can stamp them in whatever colour you wish to, and then cut them out in whatever way you want. But I like having that. I like having the border around it. That's really cool. That's very nice. And again, obviously, you can put the numbers on top of the balloon. It's entirely up to you how you use these. But then you've got also all the matching dies to go with that, so you can cut out balloons. I mean, you can cut them out as solids, or you can use the dies to cut out into your actual card and have an aperture. Again, so many different ways to use that. So that's those. Now, I will show you a few samples before I start my demo. I'm just having a look. We have Jane here as well, and Nicola. Oh, can I go to Crete, Nicola? Nicola's off to Crete. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever been to Crete. Thank you, Hazel. Well done, Hazel. Ordinal. That's it. Do you know, it's the thing that you always forget. I do know what it's called, but I forgot the actual word. Typical. And Jane's saying they work well, just die cut in card. Very, very true. No, Shirley, I think ampersand is the little squiggly, the and sign, like Mark, Anne, Helen. That's the ampersand. But yeah, that's what I was thinking actually, Shirley. And I know that was the wrong thing, but I couldn't think of the ordinals. That's what it is, ordinals. Okay, so I will show you a few samples that were made when these were first kind of came out. Just because, you know, it's nice to go back over things that maybe people haven't seen before, or they just missed it. Because I mean, sometimes it's hard work looking on a website. So I'm just going to go through some of these gorgeous samples that we've got here. We've got things like this, which is nice. You've got this gorgeous kind of like birthday thing going on. Oh, look at that, and they're all in glossy accents, or that's Versamark done there. Really, really nice. I like that. That's really cool. And you can see the background as well. That's nice. We've got loads here. I'm just going to go through some of the samples. That's a nice one as well. I think is that Jane's? Yeah, Jane's, of course. That's Jane's. What else do we have? I'll just put these down on top of each other. Cake is always a good idea. See, I like that. And I like that background. I can't remember what that background actually is. That will come to me. Again, some of these are really nice. Look at the background there. Again, just that subtleness in the background with that grunge background, really nice. And using the cupcake. The design team always coming out of trumps with some really cool cards. I mean, look at that one. Isn't that so cool? That's really nice. And I like those candles on the top. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah. Or, I mean, you could... Oh, this looks like something that I never finished, and I think I was going for something a bit kind of more kind of maybe male or kind of classy looking. That's just the background on silver with the silver embossing powder. I think that looks really cool. Oh, here's another one here. We've got here with 50 on that, so whoever's 50th there, and we've got the string coming down, so you can tie string to it if you wish to. There are just so many different ideas. Oh, that's a cool one. I like that with the stencil. Count the good times, not the candles, and the candles falling off. Very, very cool. You know, I could go on and on, but these are like, as I say, you know, birthdays are one of those events that, you know, you need to have something there that you can just grab and create quite coolly. Oh, I like this one as well. This is quite cool. So use that on a tag, and then stamped an actual bag as well, like a paper bag. So again, I like that for birthdays. Honestly, there's so many really cool samples as well. There's lots of them there. Very, very nice indeed. I'll just stop there. Oh, we'll show you one more. There we go. I like that one as well with the balloons. That's just really cool. Okay, we shall put the rest of those away for now. I will just bring in another one because I kind of showed this one the other day, and I've decided today that I'm going to do something that I wanted to do, like a sister tag that goes with this one. So today I'm going to create a matching tag. It's going to be matching it. If I can actually remember how I did the first card last time. So I want to do a matching tag to go with this. So this was a really cool cake card I made for somebody's birthday. There are some nice elements to this, and I just wanted to show you because I think this is why I think this set is really, really cool. Let's have a look. What has happened to my camera? There we go. Okay. So there's where we've got. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is a really, really cool Oh, I see. We've just gone. I think our camera's just gone a bit weird. Right. Okay. One of those days, I think. So this is, this is why sometimes, taking time to create those handmade cards makes all the difference. So as you can see there, we've got this background going on there. Again, you can see it's grungy, but it kind of just works. Now the cake, obviously I've cut that out with the dies because there's dies that go with this. If you look at the angle there, you can see that I've used some, I think it's called Snowtex. It's something that kind of like, it doesn't puff up, but it's kind of like, it's a very kind of textury paste. But that makes your card look really nice, and that it does scream of cream, doesn't it? Lovely. I do like that, so that's really nice. Again, just adding those candles on the top there, bit of gloss accents over the top, and then you've got something that's pretty cool, I think. Just zoom out. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's make another. I'm going to make a tag to go with this, and I'm just reading a few comments here. Yes, it does. I know. It's. Do you know what? Some days, it just happens. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to. There we go. Is that better, everyone? Right. Oh, no, not. There we go. Central. Okay, we'll stick with that. That's good. Obviously, you probably get seasick from that, wouldn't you? Right. So let's start with now a tag. So I've got myself a tag. Now I want to try and do a kind of tag that goes with it. So some elements from this will go onto this, but we're not going to use this. Obviously, this exactly the same products, but the background, because it has to be kind of matching. So I'm kind of recreate this to a point. The first things first is I will need to place that there. I'm kind of off today because I don't know why my camera, this camera's acting weird today. So I'll do it from here. Right. Okay. I think my camera does need a coffee. I think that's very true. And Zoe's saying she wants cake as well. Ooh. Too early for cake, even for me. Unless too early for cake, even for me. Unless of course it's a cake that looks like a bacon sandwich. Maybe. Okay. Right, so I'm going to make a start. I'm going to get what I need to create a nice cool background. So I've got my grunge background. I'm going to probably need I'm not using a stamping platform. A stamping platform. All I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, because it's a large stamp and we're using a tag. What I'm going to do is I've got it on a block. And we're going to go old school and just kind of stamp straight over onto the tag. So first things first, I'm going to get my Versamark out, which probably isn't the cleanest of my Versamark. So we're just going to go in there with the Versamark and load this stamp up with plenty of stickiness. And we're going to use some white embossing powder today. Normally I use clear, but I think today it's going to be white. Because that is exactly what I did that in. So yeah. So it's going to be white. Of course, if you were, if your Versamark was a kind of good Versamark and it wasn't quite so dirty. I mean, normally my other Versamark, where's my other one? My other Versamark is shocking. But, sometimes I use this one as well, because when you're stamping with Versamark, and if you're using white embossing powder, it's not going to matter too much, but I'll be able to see sometimes where I'm going, possibly. So I'm just going to... Now, even if I've missed a little bit, it doesn't really matter, because, what you want is that you want that kind of grunge look going on, and I'm kind of going slightly off the tag here. I probably will need to add a little bit on the bottom there, because this is a large stamp, but it's not that large. Obviously I'll have to do just a little bit on the bottom there, which is fine. Of course you could have done a smaller tag if you want to, but these tags, well, you'll find out a little bit more about these tags later on. Not today, but we will. Right, so we're just going to go over this with my pressing down just to make sure we've got that covered. And we'll take that off. Now, you can probably just see that because of me using my dirty Versamark, and sometimes that's a help, not a hindrance. And just use a little bit more here, just to go on the bottom of my tag. And, oops, I've got something on there, fluff. Okay, so just use on the bottom, line it up as best you can. Again, it hasn't got to be perfect. And we just go over there. Okay. So next we need to get our white embossing powder, which I've got here. And this is the WOW one. So this is one I normally use all the time. It's my go-to powder. I just need a piece of card just to catch the embossing powder. Now if you've just joined us, I will be letting you know what you need to do to be in with a chance of winning that rollover prize, which is £100 of VI goodies, plus we're adding to that now with a £50 hobby maker voucher. So I think that's an amazing prize. And just pick that up. There we go. And we'll just knock off the excess. There. Now, as you can see, it doesn't affect it, you know, obviously with my slightly dirty pad, which is cool. So I'm just going to put my embossing powder back in the tub before I spill it. And what I want to do is I'm just going to heat this up. So I'm just reading Jane saying it's raining now, so I need to put my phone away. We'll watch the rest later on. Okay, Jane, no problem. Rain, rain, go away, please. Right. Just take it up. So I'm just heating. Oh, don't blow it away. I'm just going to heat this up. And still white on white, very cool technique. Something that is great for doing things like wedding cards. But these backgrounds are really cool anyway. So again, this is going to really work well. All this, Ivy's saying all this food is making me hungry. Go and get something to eat, Ivy. I mean, are you watching on your iPad or your phone or on your computer? I would like to know what people are watching, what device they're watching me on. It would be very interesting to know. So I'm just heating this. Again, just go over it, take your time. When it starts to change, move along. Okay. So now we have a background, which you can just see that there now. There we go. We've got this kind of white on white background, and this is our grungy background, which is just perfect for what we want to do next. Shirley's watching on her phone. Oh, and Hazel's on her laptop. Oh, so it's a nice combination of different things. That's cool. Right, okay. So I'm just putting this here so you can see. Next we need to get some ink. Now I'm just going to get a blending tool. So I've got a blending tool here. And what else? I'm going to get some ink. Right, ink of choice. I think that's going to have to be... Oh, I think it's going to be picked raspberry. What do you reckon, everybody? I think picked raspberry was... I think that was the original colour for that. So I'm going to go picked... It looks like it's picked raspberry. I'm about 95% sure that's what it is. And I'm just finding my picked raspberry. Where did my picked raspberry? I got more than one, which is good. Good to have. Aha. Right, so we have our picked raspberry. This is the Distress ink, which are obviously the water-based one, not the oxide. But I mean, you know, if you want to use the oxides, you're quite entitled to do that. Just what I've got and what I choose to use. let me just move that out of the way, and we'll just bring the ink in. Again, this is where just take your time and you start to add to this now. This is where it kind of all comes to life now. I might be able to just zoom in a touch there with that camera. Okay. So I'm just going in with my blending tool off from the side and just bring that colour in. Again, the more you do it, the more you add on, the more vibrant that colour will become. It's nice when things start to come to life, isn't it? It's really, really nice. And I do, you know what? I think I'm going to need to, can you get re-inkers for your distress? That is the question I'll ask. I don't actually know. I'm putting it out there. Can you get re-inkers? Or do I just buy a new pad? So I'm just going straight over this, the whole thing with this colour. And, you know, sometimes maybe you don't want it exactly perfect. You see this one here? That is it's strange how colours change over time. So this is probably done about a year or so ago. This isn't. So I'm going to go back in, make it a little bit darker, just to bring out that colour a little bit more. It's funny how, you know, over time the colours slightly change. I mean, maybe this wasn't. No, it definitely was. I'm sure it was this. This was definitely a picked raspberry. I'm sure it was. So I'm just going over a little bit darker, just to kind of match what we've done before. Even if the colour's not exact, it'll be close. So we're starting to see this kind of tag starting to come to life now. I know that colour definitely looks different. I don't know why it looks different, but it's the same colour. It's definitely the same colour. Maybe it's a different ink, different pad. Maybe the pads change the slightly colour range. I can't find. I got more than one of those, but do you think I can find it? No, I can't. Never mind. It's fine. It's good. It's going to be good in its own right. Okay, so we're going to move this one to the side, and even if I want to go in a little bit darker with that, I will. Now, what else you can do, which is nice, because obviously we want to try and imitate what I've done before, just to kind of match and blend in. So we're just going to get spritz that with a little bit of water. Just to give it a little bit more texture and a little bit more depth to what you're creating. Okay, give that a second. We'll just dry that off. Dry that off. Yes. So I'm just reading all your comments as I'm drying things off. Maybe you use one lipstick. Is one lipstick? No, I think one lipstick a different colour. Is it lighter? It's possible. It could be possible. Do you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not. The tag's going to be on a could be on a bottle. I wouldn't worry about the card not matching 1,000,000,000% in terms of shade. Yeah, it's good. It's all good. Okay, so let's just clean this up just a little bit. So just clean this up with my spray. Okay, next thing we want to do. So we've got our tag. Now the thing we want to do is, now this card has got the big cake on it, and obviously I probably don't want to put another large cake on here, so I'm going to use the smaller cake. So, and Let me just bring that one in. And I've already cut it out with my die cutting machine and my dies that you can buy. And that just kind of works, doesn't it? Again, I like having that slight white outline because what you're going to get is everything else will stand out on your project, which is nice. So let's have a look, see. You can see how that will work on top of there. That's going to work really well. It'll stand out against that background, which is what you want. It's going to be perfect. So next thing to do is I'm going to stick this to a slightly larger tag, just so that it brings out the colour in it a little bit more. Yeah, so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to glue this down, or tape it down, I should say. As I'm taping this down, is it picked raspberry? That it was. Well, that colour was picked raspberry. We're on the fence as to whether this one was picked raspberry or not. I'm thinking it was, or maybe it would have been. I know it doesn't look like picked raspberry, but I'm sure it was. It's normally the colour that I normally use. Now, maybe I combined it with another one. I don't know. It was a long time ago, so I'm not going to get all frustrated over that now. Really, I should have made the tag at the same time, but you know, it's nice to be able to go back over something, revisit past projects, add to them possibly, and just maybe improve what you've done before. So yeah, it does look a bit red. Yeah, Susie, it does look a bit red. I'm not sure why. Either that it's a different ink pad slightly, or I don't know. I don't know the reason. Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna go with a float on this. So I'm sticking this down to my slightly larger tag, which I've got in black there, only just to kind of like tie in a little bit with this one here with the black in the background, and the colour does kind of pop out a little bit more as well, which is what you want. So next thing I want to do is, I've already cut one of these out, stamped and cut it out. So easy to do, and they look fantastic, absolutely stunning. So I've got my nice cupcake. Now you can use if you want to use your maybe alcohol pens, you can colour that in. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to colour in the base of it. Yeah, I think I'm going to colour the base of it in. And I'm undecided at how and what I use for the top part. So let me just get that. I've got that there. I also want to use another pen as well. Let's have a look. You know, sometimes you can't find. There we go. So, and there's somebody knocking at the door, which is great on when you're doing a live. I can't answer it, so I'll just have to either stay or go. Do I answer the door? No. I'm being professional. I'm just going to have to leave it. Maybe they'll leave it outside. Maybe they won't. So I'm just going to go over this with you know, if you've got alcohol markers, then or maybe watercolor paints, you can use those. And I'm just going to go over this, tone that color down a bit. As we go over that colour. I'm not really sure what colour cupcake cases are. There all kinds of colours, aren't they? So I'm just using this at the moment because I think it works. Right. Might use a little bit of yellow in there as well, just to warm it up a little bit. Light yellow. Okay, let's do a little bit of light yellow. I'm using that one. That doesn't work. Okay. That's better. Right, okay. So just go going over that, warming that cupcake case up just a little bit. That's exactly what I want. You'll get the right colour that will just go with whatever you're creating. And I'm kind of subconsciously, I'm kind of tying it into the kind of brown of the cake-ish, just because. So again, you can see where we're going to be going with this now. This cake's going to go in here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the top yet. I don't think I'm going to keep it like that, and I don't think I'm just going to colour it in. Now, on this particular one, I used like a alcohol pen and then glossy accents. I'm not going to do that this time, so I'll work on that in a second. I do have a couple of sentiments that I probably might use as well. So I'm just looking at the colours. So I think we've got Happy Birthday there, which I like that, and I've also got Cake as a good idea. I think I might have Cake as a good idea down there, and we're going to have Happy Birthday there. Now, what I'm going to do just for that, just so the white just stands out a little bit, is I'm just going to get my black marker, and we're just going to go slightly over the edge of here with my marker, just to give it a slight border, easy to do. So just go over there, and this will just make your, without having to mat it onto another piece of black cardstock, this is like a cheat's way of doing it. So that will definitely stand out against that now. And the same with the other one. So I'm just going to go over that very quickly. Again, you should always have a black, alcohol marker or a black Sharpie in your stash. Invaluable to use, I would say. Which is cool. Right, so we've got that going on. Now, I could have easily possibly put maybe 21 there. Again, I may do that. You know what? I might be able to do that as well. So I've already cut out the numbers 2 and 1, and because we will be celebrating our 21 years. 21 years. Right. 21 years. We will be celebrating our 21st birthday, so I might put 21 in there. But I'm going to stick these two down. We're going to do something with this now, which I probably haven't done before, but we'll have a play and see what comes out of it. I think we could do something, whether we use, what's that here? So I'm just grabbing some just some texture pastes, and I might use a texture paste. That one, that's kind of sparkly one. I might use that one there. We might use that. Okay. Yes, I mean, you could colour those in, and then you could put dabs on the hair if you wanted to. I need to add a little bit more to it, just because I want to make it a little bit more special. So I'm just going to get some silicone glue and stick my sentiment down. Oh, it's a brand new one as well. Right, okay. So again, this is what you can make anytime, anytime you wish to. Having those tags there, maybe you'd want to make maybe 2 or 3 in a go. If you're cutting out your cakes, because you're going to be using these all the time, stamp a load, cut out a load, and then you've got them there ready to go. I mean, you don't even have to colour them in straight away, because obviously maybe you'll want to tie whatever you're creating against maybe their favourite colour, or the colour of something else that you want it to match. Again, just I always, if you've got new stamps, or if you've got stamps that you've used for a while, always have a little bag next to them, or where you stash your makes and pieces there. So you've always got these ready to go, which is nice. So I like that Happy Birthday. And again, the font will work with that kind of grungy background as well. Really, really nice. Okay, so I'll stick that down. Next thing I want to do is I'll stick the bottom piece down, and then we're going to add to this. We're going to add to this something nice. Right, let's have a look. So I'm just going to stick this down, and I'm just reading so more of the comments. Is that a 2-layer tag? New things coming. Well, technically, yes and no. It is a 2-layer tag, but it's not. It's not something that's coming as such. You're on the right. You're on the right kind of path there. What card are you? Oh, so everyone's right. I'm catching up with you. Right. So Ali's asking me what card are you using. The card stock I'm using is the Arden Creative Studio. I didn't put a link for that, but you can get that from Hobby Maker. Very good card stock. It comes in A4 and 12 by 12. So really, really nice. The A4 is 220, I think 220 or 250 GSM. Don't quote me on the exact microns. And the 12 by 12 is 300 GSM. The 12 by 12 cardstock is cool because it's got like a linen weave texture one side, smooth on the other, whereas the A4 in the same colours is just smooth. Really, really nice. And again, 34 colours, you can't go wrong. And the black is very, very black. And I've compared the blacks to other blacks, and it's probably the blackest cardstock that I've actually ever seen. Really, really cool. So we've got cake is always a good idea. Happy birthday. Let's now, just see, I was going to do it in black, but I didn't think the black worked really. I think in the same kind of colour works better. Right, let's push this one aside. I'm tempted to use that 21 as well. We might use that. So let's grab this, our cupcake, and what we're going to do. So let me find something to, I'll open this up. So this is a kind of like a glittery texture paste. You can get this kind of same kind of texture paste from Hobby Maker. It's going to be like the Glitz Craft, or any of those kind of companies that do this kind of really cool kind of glittery texture paste. Really, really nice. So I think if I grab this now, I'm gonna apply it straight to my cardstock, and then we're gonna kind of create kind of icing going on here. So I'm just kind of blob it on, and we're kind of move it around. Probably need something a little bit better than this, but we'll manage. Okay, and we'll blob that down. And if I put enough out, and then just spread it where we want it to go, and this is going to look great. So you want to create something that goes with prior projects, and then also, I'm just grabbing that out. I should use a palette now, shouldn't I? Right, okay. Again, just kind of spread that out a bit. And I'm covering over those kind of, the stamping underneath a bit, but that's fine, because we can always add to that. Those are kind of like guides and for creating whatever you want to, whether you do your pens or you add to it there. But here we're kind of going to go one more step and make it even more dimensional. This is probably not the best thing to scoop out, kind of, but we're getting there. That's good. Right, okay. So we just get it out, and we'll smudge it around the card. Okay. And we've got plenty there now, I think. So we're just going to tweak it. Maybe use something finer. Some tweezers, maybe. So we just bring that colour out. Again, you've got plenty of it there, and you just want to cover your cards there. Take your time, and this is going to be really, really cool. Again, you're going to have to wait for this to dry, so do be careful. But it's kind of doing things that maybe you wouldn't have done before. Again, this is kind of like a great technique to do. I do like having dimension on your projects, whatever you're creating. I think it just looks really cool. Again, just pop that colour out just a little bit. You can tweak this paste around, which is nice. And we can just spread it around there just to cover that area that you want covered. And you kind of want it kind of like overflowing, like it's kind of dripping down just a little bit there. You want to make it as kind of realistic and dimensional as you can. and that's all good. Right, okay, we're doing well with this. Now I will be asking how, well, I'll be telling you exactly how you can win the £100 worth of VI goodies, plus that rollover prize now, which is the £100 plus another £50 for hobby maker products, which I think is pretty good. I think it's really good. In fact, it's amazing. I mean, wow, what would you do with that? What would everybody do? I'm sure there's. What is the #1 VI product that you don't currently have? Oh, that's a good question. It's not the question, by the way, but I'm just asking the question. What is the what product from VI don't you have that you need to get, or it's on your wish list? And do you have a wish list? So just tweaking that onto that corner there. Again, we're just going to make that really, really cool. I mean, I don't mind it coming over the side a little bit there, dripping. That's fine. It's all really good. So I'm just zoom in there so you can see what I'm doing here. How cool does this look? Just bring that so you can see that there. Didn't that start to look cool? I mean, obviously we haven't quite finished it yet. We can do a little bit more there. So let's do that, shall we? So what I'm going to do first of all is, because it's going to be fiddly, I will stick it to my card to start off with, and then we're going to add to that again. So what I'm going to do, get my silicone glue. And this time, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a few blobs there. We're going to place it directly onto the card there, and then we're just going to stick that on top, just so that it works really well. And if I'm careful, use your tweezers or a scalpel just to stick it down there, so you've got that dimension going on. Okay, and you do want it central as much as you can. Okay, now we do want to add 21 in. If I can, I will. So I might just we might just be able to fit that in there like so. And I'm just going to be conscious about where that's going to go. So I might have some help from some silicone glue, just so that it's not. Yeah, I'm just going to be careful. Just be careful that. I mean, the silicone glue will kind of dry clear, so I'm just going to have that coming out of my cake. Okay, and we'll have the 20. Have it as 21 there, and just get it propped in there, so that it is kind of coming out of that cake, and that's pretty good, I think. Let's have a look at the other one now. Again, it may need some help with some silicone glue instead of just sticking it into the paste. So we just do that. Okay, and we'll do that there. So we're going to have 21 there. Okay, might have them just slightly closer together. There, coming out of the cake, I think it's good. We haven't finished that yet. Let's add to that now. So I've got some more kind of sparkly things going on here, and I'm just going to pick up some of those and sprinkle those on as well. We don't want too much there, just okay. And we'll finish that off with I've got a few stars here as well. I think, what's this here? Some stars. So I might have 1 or 2 stars if they're the right size. Grab a few stars. Are these too big? No, that's fine. But just have them sticking out. See, dimension. That's what you want to create sometimes. Sarah's saying no such thing as too much sparkle. Is that right? Okay. And I might just have that one down a little bit further down there. Now you can tweak it just a little bit, just to make sure you kind of got those kind of numbers going on together all right. I kind of like having them like that, that's fine. So let's just zoom that out a touch. Now, as you can see, let's move that out of the way. So we've got kind of got those numbers going on there. And that dimension as well that's going on, which is nice. You know, if you're creating a cake, it's going to look absolutely stunning. That, when it's dry, it's going to look gorgeous. And it kind of works with this, which is what where we started originally. So obviously my tag, maybe I'm going to put this tag on something like a bottle or a present, one that's dry, that's going to look fantastic. You're going to give them the card. Did I ever do anything on the inside of this? No, I did not. Okay, that's fine. But again, you know, you've got a choice there of how you do it. And I'm just looking at all the comments, so thank you so much. That is today's make. Again, I think, considering I've come back to this, like maybe a year or so later, this is probably maybe 2 years old, maybe older. But, you know, sometimes coming back over something, whether you'd recreate it in a modern way or you kind of add to the kind of like the whole package, I think that looks really good. Again, fonts work really well across both sets. Fantastic, I like that. If you want to be in with a chance, of course, of winning some VI goodies, right, we'll change the camera and we'll go back to the front camera so I can talk to you. This is what I know, it's like I'm teasing you now, aren't I? Okay, so thank you everybody for watching my make. So how do you win the rollover? The rollover consists of 100, I haven't got no hands, 100 pounds of VI goodies, plus now I've got a rollover, it's going to be, we're adding another 50 pounds of hobby maker vouchers. How good is that? Isn't that amazing? Got to thank everybody for that. So what is the question? Guess what? There isn't one. No. What do you have to do? What do you have to do to win it? Do you want to know? It's quite easy. It's very, very easy. First, you have to like, subscribe, and that's it, and share. So 3 things: like, subscribe, and share. So we will pick a winner on Friday night and we will announce the winner on Monday. So yes, I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll let it go to Sunday night, but anyway, we're gonna announce the winner on Monday. So get going, like, share, subscribe. Okay, if you can do all those 3 things, you are going to be in with a chance of winning the £100 VI vouchers, VI products, and plus the £50 voucher for Hobby Maker. Isn't that a great prize? I'm just Ali's saying I'd love some Oriental stamps. Well, maybe we'll do that. So there we go, everybody. So thank you Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, if you want to be in with the chance of winning the £100 VI products and the £50 Hobby Maker voucher, like, share, subscribe. How easy is that? There's no complicated question about when I was here or when I was there. It's so easy. It's so easy. So I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to doing the like, share, and subscribe. It's quite easy. So if you want to be in with a chance, do it now. You've only got a few days to go. And those products I've used today, obviously, last chance saloon for those. If you want anything from there, you better get it now when you can. So I've put the links on YouTube. Take care, and I'll see you next. Oh, I'll see you not next Wednesday. No, I am going to see you next Tuesday. Yes, next Tuesday, I am launching something special. Our 21st birthday launch, and we have got some brand new products for you. So stay tuned for that show on Tuesday. It's going to be worth watching. Honestly, we're going to do the whole launch here on YouTube and Facebook. So it's going to be fantastic. You're going to absolutely love what we've got new for you. I know, something new. That's what we all want, isn't it? So like, share and subscribe if you want to be in. If you want to be in with a chance of winning the £100 of VI products plus the £50 Hobby Maker voucher. Take care, and I will see you very soon. Ta-ra now.